So before we even start, we should figure out which way this bad boy opens. Which way?
Up and down.
Up and down, up and down. Why?
Because the y squared.
Because the y squared is before the subtraction sign or the x squared is after the subtraction sign, either way. So this is going to open up and down. Okay? So center, we just figured that one out, right? Okay? The kicker is you got to look where x is. So x, so the negative 5 goes with x, so it's at negative 5, comma, negative 2. Okay? H goes with x, k goes with y. Okay? You might have to take an extra 2.3 milliseconds and look at the problem before you determine that one. It's not always left to right. Okay? So that puts my center at 2, 4, 5, 2 right there. Okay? A value is what? What is my A value? It's under the x, so that means it's 16. Square rooted is 4. So that means I'm going to go left and right 4. 4 and 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. B value. 2. It's underneath the y. Take the square root. Square root of 4 is 2. So there is where my box should be. Okay. Since it opens up and down, my vertices are going to be right there and right there. So that is the points negative 5, comma 0 and negative 5, comma negative 4 should be, right? Right? 'Cause 2 down. That's right, it happens. I'm not good with numbers on most days. So. Yeah. Okay. All right. So then we can draw in our asymptotes. Ooh, I like that one. Ooh, I like that one. Ooh. And there. And you know, you're an all-star. Get your game on. Go play. Okay? We can draw it in now. Yep, haven't gotten there yet, but yes, we do. You want to do it now, or you want to do asymptotes first? Asymptotes first? Okay. All right. What is the slope of my two asymptotes? 2 over 4, which reduces down to 1/2. So it's b over a, which reduces down to 1/2. Okay? Did I or do I have the center or one of the sides of the box on the y-axis? No, so we didn't luck out. So then we're going to have to follow this formula, y minus k equals plus or minus b over a times x minus h for them. Sorry, I had one myself. Okay. So y minus negative 2, y minus negative 2 is going to equal 1/2 times x minus negative 5. And y minus negative 2 is going to have to equal negative 1/2 times x minus negative 5. So this becomes y plus whoa, I double plus. We don't double plus things. What is going on? Y plus 2 equals 1/2 x plus 5/2. And really, I'm going to subtract off here 2, right? Okay? But I'm not going to subtract off 2. I'm going to subtract off 4/2. So that gives me y equals 1/2 x plus 1/2.
Wait, why do you use plus 2 if the equation we use is minus?
Minus k is negative 2. Cha-ching.
Wait.
So minus a negative is really plus.
Okay, but okay. So
Yeah,
you can't look at the equation. You gotta look.
No, you look at h or k of your center.
Okay.
Yeah. Just settle down back there, Max. Y plus, I'm going to say 4/2 right away. You know why? Because I can. X minus 5/2. So when I subtract off 4/2, that gives me my second asymptote at y equals negative 1/2 x minus 9/2. Yeah, buddy. Okay? So those are the two asymptotes. Then we have to find our foci. What is the secretive formula that we use in order to find the foci? So c squared is going to equal a squared plus b squared. A squared was 16. B squared was 4. That's going to be c squared is 20. So if I take the square root of that, I get the square root of 20, which is 2 times the square root of 5. Yes? Since this is an up and a down hyperbola, what do I add the square root, or 2 times the square root of 5 to? What part do I add it and subtract it? The y part of the... Somebody just whispered it. Center. So I add it to the y part of the center. So the foci is going to be at negative 5, comma, negative 2 plus or minus 2 square roots of 5.
Do you expect it to be simplified to 2 square root 5 squared 20?
And the 1/2 in the asymptotes as well.
As opposed to 2/4? Yes. It's just good math. It's all good math.
Have you ever used this in life?
A hyperbola?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you've like had
Besides teaching.
like you had to like solve for this to like do something around the house.
What? Let me ask what it was.
Well, you see, I could make up a bunch of stories here right now. Okay, you want to optimize your speaker placement.
Okay, but do you really sit down? You're like, all right.
Yeah, that's right.
Alright.
I use circles and ellipses all the time. Yeah.
But
4.
You never used a circle before?
no.
Never ever?
Nah, not to math.
Okay. All right. Well, you got what? Sooner or later you'll live and you'll understand when you use a circle. Yeah.
What about unit circle?
Oh, I use unit circle all the time. When you want to square up when you're building something and you want it square, and you want to be on a 45. Oh yeah, big time.
Let's try to just use a square then.
What?
Can't you just like use a square?
But what if you're building a wall?
Use a row.
That's a level. A level only gives you one. You know what I mean? A level only gives you one way. You know what I mean? A square you need to have 2, right? Yeah. Okay. All right. So now we're gonna go in reverse. Okay. So we need to write an equation of the hyperbola that is described. Okay? So we'll be given, we did this with circles, we did this with parabolas, we did this with ellipses. Okay? We use the same kind of techniques going in reverse. Okay? So I would probably just sketch it out. I have the graph paper here for me, but you don't necessarily need it, but if you have it, that's fine. Okay? So this tells me that I have vertices at 0, -4, and I have a vertex at -4, -4. So there are my two vertices, correct? From that, just from that aspect, just from this, the fact that the vertices are there, that's going to give me 3 pieces of information.
Left and right.
Okay? What is it?
Left and right.
It's going to open left and right. That's one piece of information.
Center.
Which means, because that it's opening left and right, that means that the formula is going to be x minus h quantity squared over a squared minus y minus k quantity squared over b squared equals 1. Right? Okay. What else is given to me? Somebody other than Ben. Megan.
Your center.
Where's the center?
-2, -4.
So it's the blank between the vertices. Midpoint. Yep, it's the midpoint of the two vertices. So the center is at -2, -4.
A values for.
My bad.
Ay, ay,
Oh,
ay.
we're supposed to be doing.
Yay, 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 kids today. Okay? So, the midpoint of the vertices is the center. Okay, so that helps. Or, the midpoint of the foci is the center. Okay? Alright? Or, the midpoints, if we said that the sides are here and here, the midpoint of the sides would be the center. Okay, so the center is the midpoint of a lot of different things. Okay? What's the third thing, Lukey, that we get told by the fact that the vertices are there? Do you need to phone a friend? Who are you going to phone? No, you're not going to phone Ben. I don't even think Ben knows.
Yes, I do.
Oh, what is it?
What else are we given? What? You're given the A value. Yeah, because you have the horizontal distance from the center to the outside. Yep. So this right here is A, and that's 2. If A is 2, what is A squared? 4. Right? So we're getting closer. So that's everything. Those are the 3 things that are given to us when you're given the vertices. Now, that A value might be a B value. Okay? It depends. If the vertices are vertical, then it's a B value. Okay? All right? So you might not be, but if you're given the 2 vertices, you're given the center, you're given A or B, and you're given the direction of opening. For sure.
How do you find the B?
Well, that's a great question. How do you want to find the B?
How about C squared or something?
Nope.
Okay, that's good.
Use the asymptotes?
What about the asymptotes?
Well, you know the slope is A over B.
So the slope of my asymptotes is plus or minus B over A, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right? Okay. And the slope was 3, so it really was plus or minus 3 equals plus or minus B. Oops, let's do this, because then we're color-coded all the way through. Plus or minus
Wow, we're gonna spend it.
B over, and we said A was 2, right?
So B
So b is 6. If I solve that, if I multiply both sides by 2, forget about the plus or minuses. If I multiply by 2, 6 is, oops, the wrong color again. Come on, Linsmeyer, you're better than that. OCD. So 6 is b. So if b is 6, then b squared is 36. Do I have enough information now to write the equation? Yes, I do. Okay? So the equation of this hyperbola is x minus -2 all over 4 minus y minus -4 all over 36 equals 1. What?
If you were to give us was it the slope of like 5 over 2 or something, then would you just know what the A and B values are right away? Is that
Yep.
why you would do that? Okay. Because then it would just be B would be 5. And
A would be 2.
that's it.
Okay? Try it, and you will see. So I've got vertices at 2, 5, 2, 5, and 2, -1. That puts my center, 2 and 3, at 2, 2. That also tells me that it is opening up and down. That also tells me that my B value is 3. Agree with all of that just based off of the vertices. Okay? The foci gave me the fact that C then is the square root of 34. So if I've got C squared equals A squared plus B squared, that's going to be the square root of 34 squared is going to equal A squared plus 9. So that's 34 equals A squared plus 9. So that gives me 25 is equal to A squared. So A is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So my left wall and right wall, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 are right there. There. We'll quick throw in some asymptotes and then we'll find them later. So there's the graph. The equation is going to be, because it's vertical, it's going to be y minus 2 quantity squared over 9 minus x minus 2 quantity squared over 25 equaling 1. Okay? Michael, you asked for the asymptotes again? Okay, so the slope of my asymptotes are going to be plus and minus 3/5. Agree? Right? B over A. So then it's going to be y minus k equals plus or minus B over A times x minus h is going to be the equation of the two asymptotes. And you just have to, so then this would be y minus 2 equals 3/5 times x minus 2, and y minus 2 equals negative 3/5 times x minus 2. So that's going to be y minus 2 equals 3/5 x minus 6/5. I'm going to add 10/5 there. So that's going to be y equals 3/5 x plus 4/5. And then this one's going to be y equals negative 3/5 x plus 16/5. Because this is going to be y minus 2 equals negative 3/5 x plus 6/5. If I add 10/5, I get 16/5. Okay? And that be that. Have a good day.